He's looking back, still in the car, coming out with a weapon. Coming out with, nope, hands are up. He's got a weapon in hand. He's got a weapon in hand, walking back towards officer.
Dramatic dashcam footage there of the final confrontation between Dallas police and the man who murdered their fellow officer. Darron Burks was gunned down last week. The Dallas police chief calls it a targeted execution. The gunman then shot the two officers who responded to the distress call. He led police on a high-speed chase before officers shot and killed him. Just look at your screen. 243 police officers have been shot and injured in the line of duty so far this year. And the names you see there scrolling are the 32 men and women in blue intentionally killed just this year by gunfire. We welcome correspondent Brooke Taylor to Fox News, brand new member of our Fox family. And she starts with hard news for us today, and glad you're on the story in Dallas. Brooke.
Yeah, Harris, this is a tough one here. The vice president of the FOP tells me that attacks like this against officers are escalating. He called this an all-out raging war against police to me. Now, Officer Darron Burke, as you just mentioned there, is the latest example of this. An officer just killed simply because he was wearing a badge. He was a longtime teacher and coach. He recently became an officer to serve his community in a different way. He was murdered less than a year on the job. Dallas police say he was just sitting in his patrol car between shifts when a shooter went up and murdered him. Now check out this dash cam footage here. It shows that final confrontation between the shooter and police. Following a 25-mile chase, the shooter, identified by police as Corey Cobby, stops in the middle of the freeway. He walks towards those officers, a shotgun you could see there in his hand. The officers are yelling at him to drop that gun before he's shot. Now, according to Fox research, there have been 32 officers intentionally killed so far this year. Now, remind you, we aren't done with the year yet, and we are already close to the total of all of what we saw in 2015, where there was 35 officers killed intentionally. President of the FOP says he is simply outraged by our leadership.
But where exactly is the leadership of our country right now? Where is Joe Biden? Where is Kamala Harris condemning the violence against law enforcement to make sure that this is not socially acceptable? I mean, we need the leadership of this country to step up and support law enforcement.
And meanwhile, public visitation is going to be held here tonight for Officer Darron Burks. His funeral is going to be held tomorrow. Harris, I got the chance to speak to his mom on the phone. She's, of course, devastated by this news, but, you know, she tells me that she wants her son to be remembered as someone who cared for the community, helped anyone, and ultimately that is how he died, serving his community.
We will take a key from his mom and certainly say his name today and remember him in the ways that she has requested. Brooke Taylor, thank you. Paul Mauro, retired NYPD inspector and Fox News contributor. This is an expanding problem. Hit jobs on cops, and we cannot tolerate this as a nation.
Yeah, it does signal a change in culture, doesn't it? Just to put a few numbers on it, because unfortunately numbers do compel. Last year we set a record in 2023 for cops shot, 378. Yes. It's the most we've ever had. Here's the number, though, that really startles. 115 of those were ambushes. So it's not like the cops got shot because they interrupted a robbery or some kind of a crime in progress. 150, that's essentially an ambush about once every 3 days. We have never seen anything like that in this country. You have to say what is causing it, and one of the things you have to go to is the fact that since 2020, police officers, policing as a profession has been vilified, has been cast in just the worst terms. And for those who are perhaps maybe leaning towards doing something like this, they've just been validated. They've just been given their excuse by the powers that be, and they go.
Look, I can't not say this because I'm certain people are thinking it. TDA in this country, that Venezuelan gang, is a threat to national security. Right. I never hear the vice president mention them, and she's a former prosecutor and attorney general of California. It is a problem when your leaders who say they have a specialty in a category don't see the danger that Americans are under at this moment. And it's our cops and it's our citizens, too. Let me get to this. Former President Trump obviously sees all this. He'll speak this afternoon to the Fraternal Order of Police at a critical time for law enforcement. The organization's National Vice President Joe Grimaldi posted just yesterday, the war on cops rages on. 7 officers shot in the last 48 hours. The historic violence against law enforcement we are seeing is a stain on our society. We should not and cannot allow this to be accepted as the norm. President Trump has made crime a key part of his campaign with his commitment to, quote, make America safe again. We saw that at the RNC convention. He's also been critical, highly critical of President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris formed the worst presidency and vice presidency by far in the history of our country. This election will decide whether we reward Kamala Harris with re-election and 4 more years of crime.
In fact, we've seen Kamala Harris trying to frame herself as tough on crime, with her background, as I just mentioned to Paul, as a prosecutor. However, critics have pointed out her actual record, a liberal record. She pushed to overhaul the criminal justice department, expressed support for the defund the police movement, and in 2020 posted a plea for donations for the Minnesota bail fund for the 2020 George Floyd rioters. Look, her record speaks for itself, and it is not going to help us out in this moment.
No, it's not. And, you know, that's the record that she's running away from. And this is what I'm talking about when I say that there is some sort of implicit sanction. I don't mean that anybody on the left, any of the progressives, are actually saying go out and shoot police officers. But when you stop the enforcement, when you let this sort of laxity begin to enter the criminal justice system, the decarceration movement like we've seen here in Manhattan. You know, in New York City, we're all being gaslighted about how crime is down, crime is down. In New York City, violent crime, the stuff that matters, is up well over 30% over the last...
We never hear that number.
Violent crime, the stuff that... And the property crime, by the way, isn't reported. Nobody bothers anymore because everybody gets right out. Well over 2/3 of the property crime doesn't even get reported to the police. So if you look at the metrics that matter...
Well, because we know nothing will happen.
Nothing's going to happen. And when you talk about the migrants, you know, you just have to look at that. Add to all of this chaos the overlay of an armed, organized criminal gang like TDA. Never mind migrants who have just made it their career path to be shoplifters. Right now, in California, you're losing something like $8 billion a year to shoplifting. Ooh. And this is, by the way, due to Prop 47, which we know Kamala as AG. She wouldn't sign, it's funny, she would not openly endorse it, but her office all but wrote it because she wanted that.
Well, that's interesting, too.
So we know where she stands. We know who the law and order president is here. And we're just going to have to see if the voting population
This has
knows.
to be really quick. With TDA, if there were threats that were known, would that be in a classified situation that a future presidential candidate would get? Would that be in a situation where the White House would know that right away?
It should be, okay, because this is an international threat, despite the fact that we don't have relations with Venezuela. But you should be able to designate TDA as an international narco organization and then deploy all of those things that you use against terrorists.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, Paul, thank you. Always great to have you in focus.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.